Hey, what's going on, everyone? Joey here. Right now, we're going to wait until the group starts to build up a little bit before we dive into this. But thank you so much for joining us here on the YouTube channel. We're going to go through all the clues and pitch correct audio for The Masked Singer. Now, tonight's episode will be here before you know it. I figure we should do like 45 minutes to an hour to kind of just go through everything that we have. Let's just give it a few minutes as we're loading. Actually, I'm sharing this into all the groups. That way we can get more people in here. Give me 1 second. Hey, Uranus. Hey, Kristen. Hi, Nayam Bai. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. I'll just say Mrs. Davis. Where are you guys joining us from tonight? Last time we had 3 different countries and about 22 different states. So that's kind of fun. We'll get some people joining us from the West Coast. We're currently live in New York City. Give me a minute while we wait till the group builds up a little bit. With Minnesota, New Jersey. Hey, Ellen. Lauren from, I know you're from Chicago, aren't you? Hey, Robert. Hey, May. Hey, Jeanette. Niambi. There you go. Niambi. Thank you, Ms. Davis. From Syracuse, New York. Hey, Lori. Hey, Aunt Peggy. I kind of like that your name on here is Aunt Peggy. Hey, Angela. Jennifer. Hippie. Linda. Marvin. Scott. Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm sorry, every single time I hear of Tulsa, it just reminds me of Friends because Chandler worked in Tulsa. Anyway, Kristen says, my cat's so cute. Nala, they're talking about you. We'll bring her over a little bit later. She's too busy licking herself. We'll leave her alone. But we currently have about 40 people in our group. Looks like we have about 9 different states. Not far from you. Thank you, Aunt Peggy. I appreciate it. I really do love your name on here. This is great. Thank you so much. We have Colorado in here. Love Tamao is from South Jersey. I'm actually from originally South Jersey, so it's not too far. But we have a nice group. Thank you so much for joining me on this freezing night. I don't know what the temperature is where you guys are at, but last night it dipped down to 25 degrees. And let me tell you, that is not fun. I work nights, and I work by a window. It got really cold last night. You would make fun of me because I wore my long johns. That's how cold I was. Anyway, let's dive right into this. Obviously, you guys know it is pre-game time. That's right. We have a brand new episode going on tonight, and one person's going home. I can't believe it, right? I can't believe that one person's going home. There are really 4 main contestants on this week's episode. The 2 that I'm most worried about is a Rottweiler and a Flamingo. I think one of those 2 might be going home tonight. Now, before we dive into it, if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the notification bell, and give this video a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And you guys had a lot of questions for me on the last video when it came to me personally. I'll be glad to respond to those later on in the video, or if you want to shoot me a message on Instagram, it's at Joey Contino. I can get to it then because there's so many questions running through, so it's kind of hard to get to everyone. I feel bad, and I really like talking to you guys. So anyway, let's dive into this. So far, as a collective, the Season 2 Undercover Celebrities have 69 Emmy Award nominations, 42 Grammy Award nominations, 22 Broadway shows, 3 New York bestsellers, and 2 have been named Time Magazine's most influential people. On top of that, we learned from the very first episode that between them all, there's 140 films, 22 gold records, 20 platinum records, 6 multi-platinum records. Yeah, that's a lot of records right there. 31 Billboard #1 singles, 19 Emmy wins, 10 Grammy wins, and 7 Super Bowl appearances. By the way, they never mention if they're actually players, because I really don't think we have a football player playing right now. We could, who knows? 5 Hall of Famers and 15 marriages and 8 divorces. So last week's episode, we recapped last week's episode exactly actually after the show. And I could put a link to that in the description, or you could just Google it on the channel. But we're going to go ahead and dive right into the remaining contestants. We'll go through some clues, and then from there, we'll go ahead and take our guesses. And of course, while you're here, we're here for the audio. For those who don't know, I'm an executive audio producer here in beautiful New York City. Well, freezing beautiful New York City, which, by the way, they put up the Rockefeller tree this week. It's not lit yet, but it is up. So things are starting to look like Christmas around here. And it's my job to go out and find audio every single night. And it just so happens that when the audio sounds bad, it's my job to make it sound good. And every single week, The Masked Singer airs these clue videos where the celebrities are talking, giving us clues, but Fox is smart. They're like, oh, we can't let them talk normal because what's going to happen is people are going to recognize their voice. And then from there, they're going to know who it is. So they speed up the voice and they pitch it up so you have no idea who it is. So since last season, we've been slowing down the voice and pitch correcting it so that we can hear the celebrity voice. Now, I have to say that this year they have made it so much harder. Seriously. Most of my pitch corrections I don't think are 100% accurate. And it's kind of sad because I like to be 100% right with it. But sometimes it's not good. Like the flower, for example. I know it's a deeper voice, but the way they ran it and processed it, they did something to it. So with that said, let's dive right into it. The first one on our list is the butterfly. Now, we already did an entire video on revealing who the butterfly is on this channel. We go through every clue and all the details. Actually, we go through it so detailed that it winds up being like 15 minutes long. But the clues that we have so far from the sneak peek video, the butterfly says, are you ready to feel the butterfly effect? With a real noticeable emphasis on that, making it being to a reference of like a movie name or maybe a song. The butterfly says that I just pray that I don't fall over, so maybe someone who's religious. Then from episode 1, they said for the past year, they've been waiting patiently in their cocoon for the promise of metamorphosis. By the way, I'm so happy that we do these videos because metamorphosis is very hard to say. And because we said it so many times, I could say it pretty well now. She says that after achieving success in many stages of life, I found myself terrified by the one place I used to call home. Then we see a big photo of Big Ben and the London skyline, which we reference a lot through her clues. In her cocoon, we see a photo of a double-decker bus, London once again. She also posts a lot of photos, so maybe someone who is a model. And she uses the phrase, admit that I'm powerless, which hints that she probably spent some time in rehab or went through something really hard in her life. Next, from episode 4, she says that after some time in isolation, I was terrified to step out on the stage, but my coming out as the butterfly showed me that I can be whomever I want to be. There's more shots of London and Big Ben because when you think of London, you just think of Big Ben. She says at the height of her career, I had everyone saying my name. That's a reference right there. But when I tried to spread my wings, I lost flight. It led to breakups, breakdowns, and hibernation. She stood in front of a wall with the word alone repeatedly all over it, so someone who went through some kind of depression. Then she stood in front of a mirror that had cutouts, including hit the lights, you can do it, meow baby, because who doesn't need a cat? Everyone needs a cat. Love life, and please stop showing me memories of my ex. She says that being under the mask makes her feel like she's been given a second chance. There's another handwritten note that says this is for everyone else who's still a caterpillar, meaning someone who's still stuck inside and waiting to come out. She says that under the mask, she could be any age, color, voice, or genre. And she says that no one can put her in a net or clip her wings ever again. So now, before we get to the audio, who do you guys think it is? So you guys are guessing on other people right now. Let's see. Got some people who are saying Michelle Williams. Got one person saying Miley Cyrus. Miley Cyrus, I think, is too short because the butterfly is really tall. Looks like the majority of guys, so that's you guys talking about tree. It looks like the number one you guys are talking about the tree, which we will get to. We'll do the tree next. Everyone's saying Michelle Williams for sure, and I'm going to agree with you. Here's the audio that we do have for the butterfly. This is the audio that they gave us.
Rehearsing for my last performance, there was an accident, and I suffered an electric shock that nearly knocked me out.
So here's the butterfly with the pitch correct and slowed down.
Rehearsing for my last performance, there was an accident, and I suffered an electric shock that nearly knocked me out. All my insecurities about performing resurfaced.
So I still think that maybe it's a little too high. Once again, the pitch correction is not 100% perfect, but it looks like majority of you all are saying Michelle Williams. And I have to agree. I did all the research and all the clues. I'm not going to get into them right now, but if you go through our videos, actually, let me see. Can I pull that up right now for you just to copy and paste into the stream? You can actually go through that entire video. Give me 1 second, guys. Let's throw this in here. Masked Singer, Joey, Joey, Joey. By the way, it's actually really funny because 1 second. Okay, here we are. Give me 1 second. I have people messaging me. So nope. Yeah, if you Google my name with Masked Singer, my whole channel comes up. It's actually really funny, but not every video that I need. Anyway, I'll put it in the description. We have all the audio in there and all the clues that kind of match up. But the next on the list, it looks like you guys really want to know who the tree is. It's actually really funny because the tree, according to a lot of you guys are like fighting over who this person could be. So the clues for the tree. Let me pull this up. I don't know if you guys are like me. I have an entire list of just clues. Hey, where am I at? Where am I at? Where am I at? Come on. Come on, tree. Where are you at? Where are you at, clues? That's the flower. The ladybug. Seems like the tree's on the bottom of my list because that's the only one I am so confused on. Just like you guys are confused on it too, because I also don't agree with the pitch correct. That's the thing. Last year's pitch correct, it was like 100% right. This year, because of all their changing, it just was like, ooh. Anyway, from the clues, from the sneak peek, we found that the tree talks about all of her delicious performances. So someone who probably cooks or bakes. She's a very strong emphasis on that word. The tree's costume was designed in the style of a 1950s vintage pin-up queen. The tree says that security guards on the show make her feel like precious cargo, which everyone keeps telling me is a clue for something that she's done. From episode 1, she talked about how she's only loved or wanted during Christmas time. She said, "I love getting dolled up." We saw a public storage locker with the number 30 on it. She said that she's been in exile. She talks about baking and cooking, and we see pots and pans. From episode 5, because keep in mind that we didn't really get many clues for her. That's why I think a lot of these guesses we just really don't know because we're, 7 episodes in now. We've only seen her twice. She says that she's not a regular tree. She's a cool tree. She explains that her family tree, her father is the tinsel, her mom's the pom-pom, and mix them together, it's a holiday rom-com. Okay. She plays the piano. She says that growing up, her parents wanted her to be her true self, and it's always been her favorite elf. She says that they never made her feel like she was left home alone, and there's a random shot of the White House. And then the only other thing that we have is that she's trying to be as colorful as a fruitcake. But yeah, a lot of you guys have a ton of different guesses on who it could be. I mean, I've heard everything from Lacey Chebert to someone even said Mariah Carey last time. And a lot of you guys are saying, okay, 1 second. It's going fast really quick. A lot of you guys are saying Anna. Some of you are saying Cassandra. I mean, let me tell you, there's no consensus on who we all think this is. I mean, Anna is a jazz singer. She did play piano. She did get her start on SNL at age 30, and 30 is also 30 Rock. So there are some clues that go towards her. I mean, going through all the clues, I can't find a match yet. Let's go through the audio for the tree. So here is the audio they gave us without any pitch correction.
I was so proud of my last round's work. I even jingle-jangled with a festive twerk.
So that's the audio they gave us, and then here's my pitch correct audio.
I was so proud of my last round's work. I even jingle-jangled with a festive twerk. I'm not a regular tree, I'm a cool tree. It's time to tell you about my family history. My daddy's a tinsel and my mama's pom-pom. Mix them together, it's a holiday rom-com. Growing up, they told me to be true to myself. I've always been their favorite elf. They encouraged me to share all the gifts that I own. They never made me feel like I was left home alone. So ever since then, I've added wicked flair, more glow. Tried to be as colorful as a fruitcake. Yummo! I hope tonight's performance will earn me gifts and not lumps of coal. So sit back and relax as I perform a song by the late Queen of Soul.
So yeah, I honestly, whew, gosh. I mean, it sounds like it's Anna. It really does. I see you guys saying Zoe Deschanel. I don't really see Zoe. I mean, she is known for Elf, but there's some clues in there that I just can't match with Anna. That's why I can't go 100% in. I mean, she was saying Left Home Alone makes you feel like that she would have been the Home Alone movie, but then at that time, I don't think she was in there. Maybe she was a writer. I don't know. I see what I mean. There's some clues like that you just don't. I just can't match up yet. That's the only reason why I just can't give it a 100% yes on her. But I mean, it seems like you guys. That's what. But I don't recognize the voice. I don't recognize it. Home Alone. Maybe she was something with Catherine O'Hara. I didn't know if Catherine O'Hara sang. Lots of Horror Fix, Home Alone, blah, blah, and is in Washington, D.C. She's friends with Amir Carter, hence the White House photo. Yeah, so why is there a White House photo in there? Is that the only reason why? You see what I mean? Between the White House photo and the Home Alone clue, I just don't see how it could be anyone that we're guessing. I'll be honest with you, we were promised this year that there would be a lot of wild cards thrown at us, or wild curveballs thrown at us. And I'm thinking that maybe the tree is one of them. I think that we're thinking way too much into this because as much as I wanted to be Anna, especially because she just released a whole new jazz Christmas album because jazz was part of her clues, I just can't go all in just yet. And just shout out to Hello Sarah. She's from Canada. So we have 2 countries in here so far. Anyway, who do you guys want to do next on the list? Looks like we're getting someone for the Thingamajig. Okay, Thingamajig. The clues. From the sneak peek, Thingamajig says, I will tower over the rest of the singers with my puzzling persona. They said, don't call me Chewbacca, though we do celebrate together. For episode 1, he says that he's a gentle giant, the feathery kind. He has a magical case and pulls handkerchiefs out of his briefcase. So some people are thinking he could be a magician. He says he's here because he loves to sing, though that may not be his thing. He talks about fashion shoots and dreams. Then he pulled out a pair of sneakers, so he could be a basketball player or an athlete. And then we had the cupcake number 4 with it. Next was episode 4. Singing has always been my actual first love, he says. A secret agent holds up 3 children's dolls, including a mermaid, so maybe he has 3 kids and is married, has a wife. He says, my parents taught me don't run with the bulls. He makes references to doing magic. There's also an American flag in the background. He says, with this song, I want to show the world that I'm warm as fuzzy on the outside as I am on the inside. And he said his darkest moment is when he went to rehab. So, with that said, a lot of your guesses have been mixed. To me, there's only one person that comes to mind. Let's go through the audio first as you guys are guessing. So here's the audio they gave us for the Thingamajig without any pitch correct.
Last performance, I let my guard down and sang from the heart. But let's be real, I'm used to my voice winning over the ladies.
And here's our
last performance, I let my guard down and sang from the heart. But let's be real, I'm used to my voice winning over the ladies. What's up, Nicole? After I put on a good show, I always like to break bread with the homies. And this is how we do it. Feel free to snoop into my life. You can see that my pops taught me how to serenade the ladies. And I haven't stopped since. So, Nicole Majig, tonight this song's for you. And I ain't too proud to beg.
Okay. So, my guess, it's Victor O. And as we pronounced last time, I can't pronounce them correctly. So we're going to say it, and I'm going to screw it up, and you guys will definitely help me in the comment section. Here we go. Olapio. Oldapio? Am I saying that right? I hope so. Victor Oldapio. Depot? I don't know. You guys are helping me out there. Oliapido. Oliapido. Anyway, I think it's Victor. His birthday is May 4th. When it talks about Magic, he used to play in the Magic. 4 was his number on his jersey. And his parents always told him not to be a Bulls player. So, Ola Home DePio. Ola Pio. Ola DePio. Ola DePo. Thank you. Thurman. Thank you, Thurman. Ola DePio. Ola DePo. Ola DePo. There we go. I'm going to stop saying his name. But that's my guess. So we're 3 in. Who do you guys want to do next? Looks like we have someone who wants the Ladybug. So let's head all the way to the top of my notes where the Ladybug is. From episode 1, she has a southern-sounding voice, but some people think it's fake. She said that after a lifetime of drama, she needs some love. Then there's one where she's in front of TV cameras. She says she was born into the limelight and makes references to every piece of gossip and Family Feud, which indicates she comes from a famous family. She has a spinner wheel with different images: a ham, a pumpkin, a judge gavel, a dog, a skull, a bridge, a scorpion, a baseball bat, and a police car. And then episode 5, once again, we really don't have much clues for everyone just yet. She says, I've never expected the nerves to hit me like they did. She said that the show reminds her of her childhood, where everything looked rosy on the outside, but on the inside, her world was completely upside down. She held up 3 tarot cards. She showed a golden trophy for best host, and then she showed a silver sparkly heel, a lime, a cross, and a playing card hanging from the ceiling. And then she said, "Pieces of me." So, your guesses as we get the audio going. Okay. A lot of you guys are going with, someone says Steph Curry's wife. Kelly Osbourne is the biggest one so far that everyone's agreeing to. All right, well, here's the audio. Here we go with the Ladybug. Here's their audio they gave us.
When I first got here, I thought this was all just a game, so I never expected the nerves to hit like they did.
And then here is the pitch correct audio.
When I first got here, I thought this was all just a game, so I never expected the nerves to hit like they did. And it took nearly going home to realize how much this experience means to me. It reminds me of growing up, where everything on the outside looked rosy. But in reality, on the inside, my world was completely upside down.
I mean, the accent sounds real to me. Does the accent sound fake to you guys? Right? I know a lot of you guys think it's fake. A lot of you guys think, yes, do you think they're using other actors to throw us off? Jagger in our group over here asks everyone, do they think, are they using voice actors to throw us off? Believe it or not, as I'm told, the only things that are really kind of faked or in the Clue videos, you ever see the celebrities walking around? That's actually not them. Those are people acting like the celebrities, but the voiceovers themselves are real. They're the real celebrity voices. Granted, they will give us fake accents. They will go ahead and try to throw us off, like with the Leopard, who, spoiler, I think is Seal. To me, the way I look at it, he's talking with a higher pitched voice and a British accent. Kelly could be speaking, or Kelly Osbourne, if we may think it is, could be potentially speaking in an accent just to throw us off. So, yes and no, I don't think they're actors doing the voiceover, but definitely in the video, them acting is actors. So hopefully that answered your question for you. Anyway, so we're going to move on. You guys want to do the Rottweiler? I think so. I think that's like a favorite of you guys right now. Especially, we have a decent amount of clues for the Rottweiler, and I'm kind of thinking that we all kind of have him. So let's go through the clues. From the sneak peek, the Rottweiler says, "I'm here to be best in show. I'm going to be working my tail off to earn your puppy love," which A lot of people said Puppy Love was a reference to Donny Osmond, who won last season. So I think they kind of threw that in there just like as a nod to him. The Rottweiler says roses are blue, violets are red. But do you have a clue who's behind this doggy head? Thank God I didn't say that one. That's such a bad rhyme. Anyway, next from episode 1, he mentions the pigskin under the Friday Night Lights. So people were guessing, could this guy be an actor? Was he on the show Friday Night Lights, or was he on the football field? The next clue was a fantasy championship ring. So that answered the question if he actually played football or not, if he's got a fantasy ring on. Remember that football players, if they're a current football player, cannot bet on fantasy teams, if I remember correctly, right? Isn't it against the NFL right there? I believe so. Then there was an insert shot of blue roses, which is a big clue for us. He says he chose a Rottweiler because he was bitten by one as a kid. Then from episode 5, there was a first place ribbon. He says that he's capable of succeeding on his own, and he wants it that way. He said sitting in dog bed. Let me read this one. Sorry, sometimes my clues get messed up. There was a clip of 3 dog beds with the name Carolina, Kale, and Little Pete. Then the Rottweiler drew a picture of himself as an angel. He says, you could say it all started thanks to musical theater and makeup. And then last clue, he says he plans to be here to the end, or at least till the love runs out. So what are your guys' guesses? I know before someone mentioned Bruno Mars. It's definitely not Bruno Mars. And while we're going through this, let me get the audio queued up, ready to go. A lot of you guys are saying Chris Daughtry. Chris Daughtry, Chris Daughtry. Someone says crisscross. Getting by a dog is Randy Jackson. Interesting. I don't think the audio sounds like Randy, but we'll get to it in a second. Okay. Someone says could be Scott Porter. So let's go ahead and play this audio. And Thorman does have, if you look in the comment section, Thorman944 does have a actually really, really smart comment. He says, going back to the first thing we started in the video 20-something minutes ago, we mentioned all of everything that adds up to them, how many Super Bowls, how many Emmy Awards. He says, could we please account for the 7 Super Bowls? Because as of right now, we have yet to have a football player that actually played in any kind of football, or any kind of Super Bowl. So maybe this is someone that's throwing us off. Anyway, here we go. Ready? Here's the audio that they gave us for the Rottweiler.
I've been judged from the moment I entered the game, so blowing the panel away with my bark meant everything to me.
And here's the pitch correct audio.
I've been judged from the moment I entered the game, so blowing the panel away with my bark meant everything to me. It showed me that I'm capable of succeeding on my own, and I want it that way. Despite being a humble pup, I knew early on I was meant to be a star.
Okay, so you guys still think it's Daughtry? Some of you guys are saying that he did play in the Super Bowl, but this says that it's 7 Super Bowl appearances. So could this potentially just mean that he went to the Super Bowl? Like he watched the Super Bowl, he played in the Super Bowl. Could that mean what it? I mean, to me, it doesn't say they played in 7 Super Bowls because let's be honest. If this was someone who played in the Super Bowl, I don't think there's a player alive right now. I mean, how many times did the Patriots go to the Super Bowl? Maybe 6 in the past 10 years? So I don't know who else would have gone 7 times. So it's got to be someone that has performed or physically been there. So anyway, I mean, I'm agreeing with you with the Chris Daughtry stuff. I'm going to go back to one clue for a second here, where he talked about the blue rose. If I remember correctly, doesn't he also have a tattoo of a blue rose? And isn't there an album called Blue Roses? Right? So that's my guess for you right there. Who would you guys like to do next? It looks like not an extra person wants to do the fox. So I guess we will get to the fox. Give me 1 second, guys, as I get it queued up. You know how it is. When you go live, sometimes the computer likes to run very slow. So fox clues. Here we go. This superhero is ready to devour the competition. Not sure what a superhero has to do with a weird cyborg-looking kind of dog, because let me say to you, if he's looking like a superhero, he doesn't really look like a superhero. I don't even know what he would look like. It's like a futuristic fox thing, like a steampunk kind of fox. From episode 3, his clue packages have him reading a comic book as a bedtime story to a child fox. So someone who has a kid. He says foxes are clever, and they definitely do, and he does his best work at night. So he's nocturnal. He says that he's played a lot of roles, and we see him dressed up as Sherlock Holmes, a cowboy, and then an eye patch. He says that he has dabbled in many different genres, from Dougie to Doubtfire. He's laughed with them all. So somebody who's been friends with Robin Williams, Neil Patrick Harris. He says over the years he's lived in 2 different places. He has his on-air superhero persona who likes to entertain, and then there's the real him at home. So someone who kind of is different at home versus on air. He says, but under his mask, his 2 identities can finally become one, so he can be goofy and fun and also be serious at the same time. From episode 5, he sat down to read a book again to his little one, aka the little fox. He says, let's just say I didn't always fit in. He grew up in a rough patch of the woods, as he shows a drawing of his childhood home in Fox Park, which I don't even know if it's a real Fox Park, which actually would be kind of clever if he grew up in a town, or at least in a park near Fox Park. Anyway, he says he was bullied and that the other fox cubs weren't nice, so he's bullied as a child, which did a strange thing to the park. Which I guess that he kind of changed him a little bit. He found that if he pretended to sound like other foxes, his bark was fixed. So he tried to conform, which not always a good thing. But he says Shazam, Fast and Furious, and then sometimes my notes make no sense. He says Shazam, Fast and Furious, and they transform into an undercover super fox. Sorry, my notes sometimes make no sense. Then it shows a drawing of himself holding up an Emmy, but says that despite all the success, he's never felt the applause was real for the first time. Oh, no, wait. I never felt like the applause was for the real me. Wow, I cannot read my notes. Anyway, any guesses on who the fox is? Whew. So a lot of you guys are guessing Wayne Brady because he has a child. He's worked with Neil Patrick Harris and Robin Williams. He's played many different characters on his improv. I know he's done so many improv things. His line is, of course, my favorite of all of them. But he also works at night doing a lot of stand-up and improv gigs. For those who don't know, when he comes to New York, he sometimes goes to this one club. I'm not going to mention where. Goes to this one club here in New York at like 1 o'clock in the morning and does stand-up. He tries out the stand-up to see how it is. But yeah, you guys are mostly guessing Wayne Brady. Hold the match to Wayne. Looks like someone saying D. Giaman, but he doesn't have an Emmy, so I don't think so. Someone says Chadwick Boseman. He could be the fox. I don't think he has an Emmy either. Let's look that up real quick. Chadwick. Let's check out Chadwick. Does he have an Emmy? He doesn't have an Emmy. It's an MTV award. So he doesn't have an Emmy himself. Yes, so no Emmy. So it definitely can't be him. But Wayne Brady definitely does have an Emmy. So I'm going towards Wayne Brady. Now, if my math is correct, I think we only have the flower left, right? Could be wrong. Let me go through here. Penguins revealed. Oh, we have the leopard too. So, and the flamingo. Oh, we got a decent amount left. Why do I keep forgetting how many we went through? So let's go ahead and continue through our list. Now, we're going to go through the flamingo real quick. On this channel I want to say Friday, I put up an entire video going through all the clues for the flamingo. You can go ahead and find that in the YouTube channel. Now, for this week, I have to admit, I think the flamingo is getting sent home. The only reason why I say that is because if you go on the Masked Singer's YouTube channel and you look at the preview photo, the thumbnail they gave us, it kind of shows like all of like the celebrities, not the celebrities, the singers like pointing and looking at like the flamingo, like the flamingo just got kicked off. But the clues we have, the flamingo says she's going to rock this competition till her feathers fall off, and she loves a mask so much as she loves mascara. So a beauty reference. Flamingo says, "Get pumped, everyone." Mimics lifting weights. Next was episode 2. She has a YouTube channel. She has several books in her bedroom, including one that says Little Woman and one that says Spanish. She's also reading one that says Women's Health. She says, "I know what it's like to feel trapped in your career, so relax. I'm here to take back the control of her destiny." So there's a hint for us there. She holds up a light bulb. She chose a flamingo because it best represents new beginnings. She says it's about time this badass birdie got to show her feathers again. And then from episode 4, we had gotten that we see shots of old tires in a petrol station because she came from nowhere. She says she went from hood rat to the triple Hollywood threat. She held up a red apple in her hand. She says she comes from humble beginnings with absolutely zero connections until one day she was discovered by a powerful wizard who plucked me off my stoop and led me to my dreams. She says being her made her feel like she could do anything, and she's going to shake up the competition. We see her not that we see her with a street sign, but we see her with a street sign that says Los Angeles. So we're assuming that she's from LA. And then she posed for a photo shoot. So while you're guessing, we're going to go ahead and play the audio. Here is the audio they gave us.
After my last performance, I realized that being the flamingo is one of the greatest opportunities of my life.
And here's the pitch correct audio.
After my last performance, I realized that being the flamingo is one of the greatest opportunities of my life. Mira, the real truth is, my story's not all fantasy. See, years ago, I started hating the sound of my own voice, and being on stage became one of my biggest fears.
So that's the audio we have. And if you had watched my revealing video or my unveiling video of the flamingo, I think it's Adrienne Bayon. Bayon, whatever her name is. We could call her just Adrienne. And the main reason why a lot of the clues, I mean, talking about the wizard, she also talked about having a medical training school. It matched up 100%. She came from New York City, where she was in a medical training high school, which is like a transition into a medical college. She was singing in a church choir where she was actually performing at Madison Square Garden with that choir when someone really famous came in, Mr. Ricky Martin, who was looking for some backup singers and dancers. And he picked 4 people. She was one of the 4. And she toured with him on his, I'm going to say it wrong, hopefully I don't, Living La Vida Loca tour. Oh, I said it right. And after she was done, she moved out to Hollywood, where she became a part of 3LW, which stands for 3 Little Women, which goes hand in hand with the book Little Women that she had on the shelf. Now, Spanish, she speaks Spanish. Obviously, she's got a Hispanic background. And after she went ahead and did 3LW, became 2LW, and then she went into Cheetah Girls. Now, there was one part talking about her being typecast. I know I didn't mention that clue, but there's in the video itself, it talked about her pretty much being stuck in this one role. And that's because she was always known to be in part of just groups and not a solo career. So it took a little while for her to get that going. But anyway, I hope that explained enough. If you want to see all the details on that video, you can go ahead and go through the YouTube channel, look up the reveal video for the flamingo. We're going to take a 2-second break here. Just to remind you guys, if you haven't done so yet, please make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel and you hit the notification bell. The notification bell is important. That way when I put up a new video, like a new video for The Masked Singer should go up tomorrow. Ooh, I want to say 7 a.m. It depends on, I work nights, so once I'm done work at 5 a.m., I start recording another video. So make sure you hit that notification bell. Also, I see there's 100 people right now watching. There's only 24 likes. Make sure you hit like on this video. So, you guys have any questions so far before we continue? Ladybug's going home tonight. Sean, McLaughlin says that he thinks that the Ladybug's going home tonight. I think the Flamingo's going home, but we're going to find out. Well, I think right now, who do we have left? Just the Leopard, right? Tree, 1 second. Tree, butterfly. All we have left now is the Leopard and the... I think we haven't gone through the flower yet, right? Okay, so the flower and the Leopard. So let's go through the flower. Now, the flower is one of those people where I was telling you earlier that the pitch correct is just not right. I can't run it through right, but from all the clues, I know who this person is. Clue says that she blossoms in every field that she plants herself in. She appeared in front of the backdrop of a pink and blue flowers. The blue flowers spelled out the words or the numbers 314. In episode 3, she says that she blossoms in every field. Well, actually, that was actually from the preview, but she's dipped her petals in everything from cooking to craft to clothing. She have a box of mac and cheese where it says craft, so someone who bakes or maybe doesn't bake or doesn't know how to cook, and that's why they're using craft, like Kraft macaroni and cheese. Who knows? There was a Philly cheesesteak on her table, big clue. She stirred what appeared to be batter in a mixing bowl. She had a framed doctorate diploma on her wall from Temple University in Philadelphia, which I went to Temple University, and that's why I know who this person is. She also had a framed rainbow-colored flag on her wall next to her diploma. She said her whole life she's done everything to the nines. I don't even go to the grocery store without lipstick and pumps on, which, thanks to you guys, I found out was a certain kind of heel. Yes, thank you for telling me that. She says, after sowing the seeds of this empire with my bare hands, I'm just ready to have a little fun and be free. She also referenced 2 songs, one by Mariah Carey and one Tina Turner, and that was Vision of Love, and what's love got to do with it? And as we learned from the show last season, anytime someone mentions someone else's music, it's not that person. So we don't have to worry about Mariah Carey or Turner being on here. From episode 5, she says, you think I'm a professional singer, but I've never taken a voice lesson in her life. She says that her talent blossomed early on. She showed a clock with 12 on it, and then the address with metal letters reading 524. She says she must have had that X factor. There was a French flag flying. And then the last clue we had, which I really don't understand, her finger had a price tag on it for $13. So, yeah. Your guys' guesses are who? Let's see. Patty. Francis Lady, Patti LaBelle. Looks like everyone is saying Patti LaBelle. Miss Patty. Okay, so we're all agreeing here that it's Patti LaBelle because, let me tell you, the biggest clue was the Temple University degree. Going to Temple, not that we have a list of people like mentioned who get doctorates, but when I graduated, there was a list of people that got doctorate degrees because every single year that person speaks. And they always have like clips of like past people that have gotten them. And Patti LaBelle was one of them. So she got her honorary doctorate degree from Temple University. That was the biggest giveaway to me. Now here's the audio. I don't like the audio. Here's the audio they gave us.
It is so funny. Last time I was on this stage, you thought I was all sorts of people.
And here's the audio that I put together. Once again, I don't like it.
It is so funny. Last time I was on this stage, you thought I was all sorts of people.
Yeah, I don't really like it. Really don't like that. But the other clue was like they showed a French flag, which obviously she's known for a very famous song that's sort of French. Anyway, you guys have any questions with that? Yeah, the dead giveaway, Tevin's right. Her singing that high note on the first episode was a dead giveaway. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and have to say definitely Patti LaBelle. Now, the last one is the Leopard. And we only have really like 8 minutes left. So let's go through the clues real quick. Okay, Leopard from the sneak peek. When talking about the Secret Service level of security, the masked singer says that she is used to it. She's been spotted with the president. We all know this person is definitely a man because the voice is absolutely fake. Though it's hard to do in the pitch correction, and the reason why is because who this person is, Seal. This person purposely spoke like this, and then spoke with a little British accent, which I can't do. So the pitch correct is not going to help at all. But the clues were, the leopard is a male because, once again, accents are fake. You're getting to that by now. We see the newspaper Crazy Game Ends and a for the leopard dated April 20th, 2015. He says, I know what it's like to be at top. I've been a heavy hitter. No one could catch me. There's another newspaper headlining saying out of hits, out of time. He says of the media, you know, I really don't care what they say about what I'm wearing or even my relationships. We see another newspaper with the headline, The Runway. There's also a red neon sign that says, I'm going to say J'adore? Adore? I can't speak French. On the wall. He says, I'm stripping away the headlines and everything has come to define me. I will show the world why I have always been and always will be the leopard horse. He says, there are clocks on the wall. Later, the leopard says he could be yet divine. From episode 4, he says, after all my years at the top, it was so humbling to almost lose my mask in the SmackDown. He says, it made me more determined than ever to prove that I'm still a primetime champion. We see a baby being left on the doorstep with the address 1963, which Seal, by the way, was a orphaned and spent many, many different homes throughout London and other areas growing up. He says, I wasn't born a winner. I wasn't even wanted. After being passed from pack to pack, I found I could use my talent as my escape. I've lived my whole life in color ever since. So I just pretty much answered that for you. He says, I always tell my cubs that no matter what the world labels you, it's never too late to flip the script. As a leopard, I want to be a hero in their eyes. That would be my greatest title yet. So obviously, someone who has kids. Then we see more newspaper with headlines. This guy uses a lot of headlines. Finding a new home and finding your place. Then he said he used to work in fast food. So those are all the clues that we kind of had. The audio we have, once again, not the best, but here it is. Oh, here it is without pitch correct.
Performing under this mask has been so liberating. Like I have nothing to lose.
And here's the pitch correct audio. Once again, he's speaking in an accent and in a higher pitch. So, yeah.
Performing under this mask has been so liberating. Like I have nothing to lose. I haven't felt this free since I was a young cop on the road.
So that's why, I mean, a lot of you guys are guessing it could be RuPaul. It could be, who else? Who else you guys thinking over here? Seal. Someone said Jamie Foxx earlier. I definitely don't think it's Jamie Foxx. It sounds like RuPaul just because of the pitch correct. Once again, he's speaking higher up just to kind of throw us off. But if I remember correctly, Seal is born in 1963. Once again, he was adopted. Well, not really adopted. He was given up as a child. He went from home to home. So it kind of shows that. And he does have kids. You know, the Crazy Game headline can refer to his song Crazy. So, I mean, what do you guys think? You guys agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Okay. Looks like a lot of you guys are agreeing that it is Seal. Someone says, CC says, was married to Clyde Hume. You hear me? Heidi Klum. God, dyslexia sometimes. And he mentioned the runway, so that could be a reference to that. Sabrina says that Seal's mother made wigs, which was in package number 1. Some of you guys are saying Billy Porter. Matthew Wider. Seal also recorded the song Love Divine. So, yeah, and Love is also saying that Billy Porter's too short to be the character. So anyway, it looks like we're agreeing with it being Seal. Now, those are all the clues and pitch correct audio that we have for the show so far. Of course, tonight, someone is going home, but that also means we'll get new clues and we'll get new audio so we can pitch correct it. Of course, we'll have that on you for 7 o'clock tonight or tomorrow morning. Now, if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and give this video a thumbs up. While we have a few minutes left, because it's only 6:58, do you guys have any questions for me? I don't know if you saw in our last video, I put together something special for you guys if you watched it to the very, very end of the video. You guys had asked me a question. I decided to answer it in a different way. So let's see. Going to the comment section, who has any questions, feel free. Steve wants to know, can you find me on... Yes, you can find me on Instagram. If you want to find me on Instagram, it's the same name on here, Joey Contino. I actually just put up, for those who don't know, I originally started as a jazz singer. So I just put up a cover of, I like to take today's songs, slow them down, and kind of like croon it a little bit. Crooning is a style of jazz where you're taking, pretty much it's hard to explain. Let's just say I crooned a version of a Dua Lipa song. So it's kind of cool, you could check out. Caleb says, what is your Instagram? Instagram, I'll get up. It's literally the same name of the channel, just Joey Contino. Ellen says, do you sing? Yes, I do sing. I used to sing out professionally every single season. I used to sing in Philadelphia a lot. But moving to Philadelphia, working night, kind of got hard because jazz clubs are really happening at night. And when you're working at home or working in your studio at night, you can't really go out. Marianne says, who do you think will be revealed tonight? I think the Flamingo. Charla says, I hope Thingamajig wins the show. We do know that Thingamajig is going to be in the last 3. So we know Thingamajig will be in the last episode. Slurpee wants to know about the records on my wall. Once again, I'm a jazz singer, so I've got a lot of inspiration behind me. Everyone from Mel Torme, the king of scatting right there. Andy Williams, which everyone always says I sound like Andy Williams. Of course, you got Dean Martin over here, Engelbert over here, Sinatra, why not, El Martino. You got Nat King Cole, Bobby Martin, you hear me? Bobby Darin. And then Frankie Avalon, who I actually have a family connection with Frankie. So there are no records in here. This is a wall I put together. The records, because I actually use records. I have a record player. I listen to records because everything sounds better on vinyl. These are empty in here. There's a nice, decent-sized wall of records, too. There's Steve Martin back there, another Sinatra, Engelbert Humperdinck, Perry Como. So... going through your questions. Lauren says, do I like Elvis? Elvis is okay. I mean, he's very talented, great performer. Was a great performer. Thanks. Is there any other question? Feel free. Who do I think will win? Oh, gosh. I don't think... Oh, that's a hard question. Honestly, do you know who I really want to win? The Christmas tree. That's who I wish will win. Because that's the only person we have no idea who the heck it is. So I'd really hate if they revealed that person early. But I would love the Thingamajig to win because I know he's been... he originally really wanted to be a singer. And he's put out a lot of music, Victor. So I think it'd be kind of cool, especially he could retire from basketball and just be a singer because he's really that talented. Marion wants to know, how do I know that Thingamajig is top 3? Well, the funny thing is, when you go through, Fox doesn't realize that we overanalyze everything, but we analyze every single detail to the maximum. And they put up a picture of the Thingamajig with Nick Cannon. And last season, Nick Cannon only wore a tuxedo in the last episode. And that photo is Nick Cannon wearing a tuxedo. So, process of elimination told me that it's got to be the final. So, Lauren wants to know, who's my favorite singer and what's my favorite costume? Thingamajig is my favorite costume. Singer, Flower, hands down, Patti LaBelle. She's a powerhouse. What a heck of a voice, man. Amazing. Cambry says, how many do you have? I only have one. I only have Nala. I know. I promised to put Nala on. Give me 1 second. Let me find Nala. Run! Roonster, where you at? Nala, I want to see you. Hey, come here. Come on. Oh, stop it. Stop it. Say hello to the world. You get 80 people who want to say hello to you. I have a great picture of her on my Instagram right now if you go through my stories. She's a cutie patootie. She loves to lick my face all the time. She likes to cuddle and be hugged. She likes to be held like a baby too, like this. I know, it's a little bright for your eyes. I'm sorry, and you were sleeping. She's probably angry that I woke her up, just so that you guys can see her. Lauren wants to know, does my wife like The Masked Singer? She has never seen a single episode. Not once. Most of the time, because I'm watching them while I'm working, because I'm actually pulling the audio for the show, so I got headphones on. And funny enough, we don't have cable. So when I'm watching them a different way. What is it? You don't want to say hello? Say hi. Want to say goodbye? Say I'm Nala. I'm angry because my daddy woke me up. Say hi. No, what are you grabbing me for? Don't grab me. I'll put you down, okay? Say bye. Bye, everyone. Yeah, no, I just made my cat talk. That was weird. Anyway, thank you. I hope you guys liked her. Lauren wanted to see her. I did put a lot of pictures on here. Clay says, what made me start watching The Masked Singer? It's a funny story. Besides work, it all started because my boss and I were going back and forth trying to guess on who everyone was. From episode 1, it's just been like, who could it be? Who could it be? And well, not to say that I wanted to prove my boss wrong. I know she's probably watching right now. But I wanted to prove my boss wrong. So that's why I did all the pitch corrections. And at the end of the day, like I will tell you right now tonight, as I'm working and pulling the audio, we're going to be emailing each other back and forth going, this is who it is. I like that clue. Look at this clue. Look, it matches up. We'll probably have like 20-something emails back and forth. It's actually a lot of fun. So that's why. Behind the throne, she wanted to know if you're married, Joey. Someone has a you crush. Oh, yep, I'm married. Where's my wife? Here we are in our wedding. This is 4 years ago now. So, yep, happily married. Will says, how do you watch The Masked Singer if you don't have cable? Well, my work has a certain program we use because we have to pull audio from shows, and it's an online DVR. So that's how I do it. Marby says, I'm handsome. Hi, yes. Thank you. I do have a funny story for you when you guys have some questions here. I visited Fox Studios yesterday. Not yesterday. What was this? Tuesday? Yes. I visited Fox Studios yesterday. That's all the story I could tell you. Marion says, what costumes do I want to see for next year? I want to see a crab. And the reason why, and if you go through my Instagram, once again, Joey Contino, I'm a big crab guy. My non-commercial license to go crabbing in the state of New Jersey. Crabbing. I want to see a crab. A crab, a cat, maybe, for the heck of it, a parrot would be kind of funny. A scorpion would be kind of cool. Maybe a pumpkin. It would be the springtime, so let's think spring. I don't know, maybe a turtle. I think those would be fun, but maybe something goofy like a duck. Maybe a mouse. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a bear. Those are my guesses right there. Sorry, the clues keep on going by. Thank you, Lauren. I appreciate it. So I'm going through my questions. Marion wants to see a shark and a dinosaur. That'd be kind of cool. I feel like the shark is overplayed now. So many people have done it. Will W.S. Jr. does music. Wants a shout out. There you go. Tevin says we should get a football since it's kicking off right after the Super Bowl. That'd be kind of cool. Behind you, thrilled to see a dolphin. Tevin wants to see a snake. Bear. Okay. So yeah, if you guys have any other questions By the way, not an extra person says the tree is Bob Ross. That'd be funny. But what if it was Bob Ross as a, like, if that was a character? A baby shark, a zebra. Marin wants to know, have they filmed season 3 yet? My guesses are they'll start filming it in December and January. Or they start filming it in November and December. That's probably it. They probably started it now. It does take a month to get the choreograph down, the music down. Because remember, they practice all this stuff. And then it takes about a month and a half to film. So my guess is they're filming November, December, maybe January, so that could be ready in time for February. So that's my guess. Marcy says, thank you for doing this. I learned a lot from you. Hey, I appreciate it. You guys, we have a lot of fun doing this, so I really appreciate you guys joining me. Once again, if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, give this video a thumbs up. And yeah, you guys ask a lot of questions. I love to answer your questions. You can go ahead and send me a message on Instagram at Joey Contino, and I'll be glad to get to you all one-on-one. But jumping on Instagram right now. But I want to thank you guys once again. Not an extra person wants to know why I was at Fox Studios, and I'm not going to tell you. Can't tell you where I work, and I can't tell you why I was at Fox. But anyway, hope you guys have a great night. We have 50 minutes, 5-0 until the next episode. So anyway, you guys have a fantastic night, and I'll see you later. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you. Bye-bye.